am again going to describe all this as IAS discipline. Genuine IAS, when an officer is outstanding and worth his or her salt, that is the discipline. It's an insult to our national existence of Indians being कि सब चलता है attitude. कि चलता है, उससे क्या हुआ? 10:30 to I came at 11. तो नहीं चलता है. Bharatiyas were known to be not punctual. That the term Indian Standard Time became a word of joke. And even Delhi walas know Chanakya Mandal's punctuality. You have an assigned time, you are required to be present 15 minutes in advance. Entire Chanakya Mandal panel also is punctual. So it's a great happy thing and something we try to inculcate at Chanakya Mandal. How is everyone? Good, fine, okay? Good. I expect all of you to remember that Chanakya Mandal was established in 1996. Courses had begun by June, but the formal date we consciously picked up is August 10, 1996 to formally establish Chanakya Mandal. And for that, of course, I had urged Kiran Bedi to come over. So in a few days, Chanakya Mandal will be completing 28 years of work. You are the 28th batch year. So hold your breath, please. In 28 years, today is the 4th time I have come late in the classroom. I must have conducted thousands of sessions. Pune, Mumbai, eventually Sambhajinagar, another hundreds of sessions, if not thousands, even in public life. I am not going to use the word I take pride in, because I am trying to teach myself to delete the word pride from my existence. Not only from my dictionary, but from my existence. However, good, correct reason there may be, the word pride still has an element of ego, even if it is in positive sense. And it's now many years since I am on the path, but recently more so, where I would want the term ego to be completely deleted from my being, from my whole existence, not only dictionary, but from my whole existence. So I have at least done it in what is called as semantic way. Semantics. Semantics is how language gets meaning. I have replaced the word pride with happy. I don't say I'm proud of. I say I'm happy about. And of course, happiness is way above being proud. When I'm to talk about some Chanakya Mandal student, now I don't say I'm proud of him or her. I say I'm absolutely happy with him or her. And fortunately, we have such, again, hundreds, if not thousands of students. I am proud to be Bharatiya, and replace it with the word I am happy to be Bharatiya. You will begin to see the depth in the meaning. That it's not just pride, proud to be, I am happy to be Bharatiya. Our mock interviews in Delhi are going on. First interview begins at 9. We are now completing 6th year of interviews in Delhi. And it would mean about 5,000 candidates interviewed in 6 years. Or more, over 5,000. But first interview rolls out at bang 9 o'clock. 9 and the first candidate has to enter. Even Delhi walas know Chanakya Mandal's punctuality. You have an assigned time. You are required to be present 15 minutes in advance. Entire Chanakya Mandal panel also is punctual. So it's a great happy thing and something we try to inculcate at Chanakya Mandal. Because throughout my life it has deeply pained my happiness in being Bharatiya. That Bharatiyas were known to be not punctual. That the term Indian Standard Time became a word of joke. That if some people are talking and they decide tomorrow we meet at 10:30, the joke would be 10:30, not Indian Standard Time. And I used to find even Indians guffawing at it. It's a insult to our national existence of Indians being कि सब चलता है attitude. कि चलता है, उससे क्या हुआ? 10:30 तो I came at 11. तो नहीं चलता है. So we insist on being punctual. That therefore pains me no end. That even if there are absolutely reasons beyond my control, that I walk into classroom 6 minutes late. Not acceptable. Not the standard by which we live. So I have kept the count. That now in the 28th year, this is 4th time I have walked into the classroom late. But that makes me also share one more piece with you, which I know is not wastage of time. I also know it may have less to do with prelims. And as briefly as possible, I'll share it with you. It has more to do with mains, especially GS4. And what I'm about to tell you, you can see that or look upon that as foundational values of civil service. One of which is, of course, punctuality, delivering people's work on time. Now there are laws for it. And why should there be laws? That's the fundamental duty of civil services. You can also look upon what I'm about to tell you as sort of case study. Years I was preparing, there was no guidance available. If you have read Nava Vijaypat, you may probably remember the phrase I said, my preparation was all trial and error method, where there was more of error than of trial. But in my terminology, by God's grace, I happened to clear prelims and mains, but didn't know how interviews are conducted. Believe me, I was giving UPSC, but until mains, I cleared mains, I didn't know how exactly interviews are conducted. I knew there is interview. I knew the so-called syllabus is anything under the sun. But in terms of nitty-gritty, so that I prepare well, I didn't know. The results of mains, when results of mains were declared, I was at Matheran with Purnatai, of course. Who else but Purnatai? And Purnatai's father somehow found out the phone numbers. There was no mobile, etc. But he informed me that I have cleared mains and now the next stage is interview. I did not know how the interviews are held. So I called up advisor to Prime Minister. This was, of course, none other than Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar. Like Dr. Mashelkar sir, Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar also is modern India's all-time great scientist. Physically he is no more. But if again, to the extent to which you people know me, you probably remember that for 11 years before I joined IAS, I was a full-time Karyakarta. And in that capacities, I used to travel all over India to study problems of India, to work on them, to participate various movements and agitations. So one part of it was being freelance journalist, and Delhi was my turf. And I was so close to Vasantrao Gowarikar that I used to call him Baba and stay in Delhi at his home whenever I would go to Delhi for whatever reason, for further going to Punjab, participating something for national integrity, working against Khalistan movement. My stay over in Delhi used to be at his home. So I called him. Ki Baba, sorry, I don't know. I have cleared mains. I don't know how is interview held. So like a father, he smiled and said, even I don't know, but I know who knows. And that was a senior IAS officer of previous generation, that is current IAS, S.B. Kulkarni, great officer, who also was secretary to Yashwantrao Chauhan, his trusted one, very trusted one, Yashwantrao Chauhan. Yashwantrao Chauhan himself an extraordinary political leader that modern India and modern Maharashtra has seen. S.B. Kulkarni sir was secretary to him. Then of course occupied senior most positions at Government of India level, and also was a member of UPSC for many years. So Vasantrao Gowarikar and S.B. Kulkarni sir, they are sadhus of each other. So Gowarikar sir directed me to S.B. Kulkarni sir, saying, I will first of all call him. You leave 15 minutes and then call him. So accordingly I called him. There was a sharp, professional, curt sounding, but it's not curt, it is speaking to the point. So he picked up. I said this. He said, yes, I know. Tomorrow 5 p.m. Curt ICS voice. Tomorrow 5 p.m. And he also told me, this Bhosle Nagar area, the main road, then take the third left, and second bungalow on the left is my bungalow, 5 p.m. 5 means 4:55 used to be even my discipline even then. And I used to have a second-hand cycle in those years. So I went, but I took a third on the right and second bungalow on the left. So when I rung the bell, first men and then dogs came barking at me. Who the hell are you? And don't you have any manners, etc. Then I realized the mistake, that instead of third left, I took third right. Maybe I'm instinctively more rightist than leftist. So I corrected my mistake and took the third on the left and second bungalow. But by that time, it was 3 minutes past 5. big bungalow, the compound. I crossed the compound and then rang the bell. S.V. Kulkarni sir himself stood. It is 3 steps. The house was on a plinth. I was standing 3 steps below. He was tall, like 5'11", ramrod straight even at that age, in white pajama kurta. And even before I am saying good evening sir, that is, he actually literally barked at me. I had called you at 5. So standing there, I said, I'm sorry, sir. So he held my gaze for a while and then, okay, come in. Then at the back of the bungalow in the garden, there were garden chairs and a table and tea ready, everything ready. So he asked me to sit down and he said, shoot. So shoot is, he was expecting me to be ready with questions, and I was because I knew I am to go to meet him. I had jotted down my questions about interview. So I went on asking. He went on giving the answers. At 5:30, his secretary, mind you, this is after retirement, but I am again going to describe all this as IAS discipline, genuine IAS, when an officer is outstanding and worth his or her salt, that is the discipline. So the secretary came and he said, sir, it is 5:30. We had given him time up to 5:30. So sitting there, he looked at the secretary and said, what is our next appointment? So the secretary looked at the diary and said, the evening is free. Then he thought for a while. Then he said, okay, we'll go on. And for 1 full extra hour. So instead of half an hour, I was one-on-one with him for 1.5 hours. And then when I felt, all questions are over, and he also then volunteered to add something about my preparation and all. And it was about time to go, 6:30ish. So I got up, I touched his feet. That is my Shraddha. So 6:30, I touched his feet and started walking out. He came with me not only till the gate of the bungalow, he came with me to the gate of the compound. You people may not understand subtleties, especially in this IAS relationship. Like if 2 IAS officers want to talk to each other on phone, then the IAS or civil service etiquettes will say the junior has to call. The senior secretary will receive the call. The junior will tell him or her, I want to talk to sir. Then the secretary will talk and then the phone will connect. Today I don't have time to share T.N. Sessions sir's memories with you. Maybe some other day when I will explain some rather beautiful incidents to you. So also there is a norm that the first meeting is to be 30 minutes. That somehow 2 of your meeting 30 minutes. Okay? And senior doesn't accompany the junior to the gate of the bungalow. Wherever he is sitting, maybe he says, good evening Avinash, best, all the best. And okay, it's all considered normal. Avinash walks out. Accompanying the guest right up to the gate of the bungalow, okay, itself is a subtle way of passing on best wishes, or it's an honor. That itself is an honor. And having been a freelance journalist for 11 years and having been in contact with civil servants at the highest level, many episodes which I will again narrate some other time, I knew this. So what a great respect. So at a gate I said, sir, good evening. And as I was about to board my bicycle, टांग मारणे ह्याला इंग्लिश शब्दच नाही आहे, सायकलवर टांग मारणे. He looked at him, he said, Avinash, do you know why I gave 1 extra hour to you? खाली उतरलो मी, टांग मारत होतो ती, उतरलो, सायकल हातात धरून तसाच. आणि म्हणलं, सर, आय एम नॉट शुअर, बट मे बी that Marathi students don't turn to civil services, and I am one who did. So maybe, see, he said no. I offered another couple of reasons. He said no. Okay. So I even dared to say, maybe you saw some talent in me. He said no. Then I said, I give up. He said, I don't know. He said, because you didn't argue for being late. One sentence. 3 minutes past 5. And all I did is almost snap to attention and say, I'm sorry, sir. That's it. No argument. Oh no, what happened was, I was actually coming at 4:55, but no, I took the right hand, third right hand, and second from the left, etc. No. When you bullshit like this, it means you are offering left hand justifications for being late. I was aware of it. That was my reason for not even offering anything except unconditional apology. I am sorry, sir. Nothing. Unfortunately, our attitudes, which are changing, fortunately, changing for the better. But otherwise, our attitudes are, itna kya hua? I am just late by 3 minutes, etc. Punctuality.